6-month success plan. Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to speak to the part of you that still believes, the part of you that still dreams, even if quietly, the part of you that's been whispering, "There's more for me," because there is. And over the next 6 months, we're going to prove it, not just to the world, but to yourself. Now, let me be real with you. 6 months can fly by, or 6 months can transform your life. You decide. I'm not here to sell you hype. I'm not here to tell you it'll be easy. I'm here to tell you it'll be worth it. So, what's the plan? What's the 6-month path to success? Let's break it down. We're not talking about some abstract idea of success floating in the clouds. We're talking real results built on real principles with real focus. So here it is, month 1. Get clear. Crystal clear. Clarity is power. You can't hit a target you can't see. The first month is about decision. What do you really want? Not what your friends expect. Not what your family told you to do. Not what society shoved into your mind. What do you want? Most people are sleepwalking through life. Wake up. Sit down with yourself, grab a notebook, get quiet, and write this down. If I could not fail, what would I do? Don't edit your answer. Don't shrink it. Don't water it down. This first month is about finding your aim, sharpening it, and owning it. Success starts when you stop being vague. Month 2. Discipline the mind. Once you're clear on your destination, here comes the gatekeeper, your own mind. You've got to train your thoughts like a soldier in the trenches. Because the truth is, your biggest enemy isn't out there, it's between your ears. You think too small, too often. You worry, procrastinate, overthink, and underact. But you know what? The mind can be trained. Feed it the right fuel, read daily, listen to the voices of those who have walked this road and made it. Start replacing "I can't" with "How can I?" Turn "It's too late" into "Now is my time." In this second month, you rewire your thinking. You stop negotiating with excuses. You speak to yourself like a champion, not a victim. No more mental junk food, just mental gold. Month 3, ruthless action. By now, you've got the target and the mindset. What's next? Simple. Move. This month is about execution, not just being busy, being effective. Every single day, do something that pushes your dream forward. Want to start a business? Make the calls. Want to get fit? Hit the gym. Want to write a book? Write the first page. Success is not complicated. It's just hard. It asks for consistency. It doesn't care about your feelings. It rewards your grind. You don't need 1,000 plans. You need one good plan and the discipline to stick to it for 30 days straight. No quitting, no comfort zones, no "I'll do it later." This month, you become a doer. Month 4, build unshakable habits. It's not what you do once. It's what you do daily that defines you. This is the month of mastery. Turn actions into habits. Automate success. Set your environment to win. Stop relying on willpower and start relying on your systems. Wake up at the same time. Eat like you respect yourself. Study, meditate, hustle with purpose. Success shouldn't feel like a grind forever. It should become who you are. This month, you become the type of person who wins because it's in your blood, not because it's on your to-do list. Month 5, elevate your circle. Look around you. Who's in your life? Because the truth is, your environment will beat your willpower every time. In month 5, we audit our circle. We upgrade our associations. You can't fly with eagles if you're walking with pigeons. Start connecting with people who stretch you, challenge you, uplift you. People who talk about growth, not gossip. People who see your vision and remind you who you are when you forget. Get a mentor, find accountability. Start spending more time with the people who feed your fire, not the ones who pour water on it. Month 6, step into the spotlight. You've planted the seeds. You've tilled the soil. Now it's time to harvest. This is your breakout month. Speak your dream out loud. Launch the business. Take the risk. Apply for the opportunity. Publish the content. Show the world what you've built. Don't shrink, don't apologize for your growth. Own it. You're not who you were 6 months ago. You're sharper, stronger, hungrier, and the world needs your voice, your work, your light. This is the month you stop preparing and start performing. Final words, 6 months from now. Picture it. 6 months from now, you wake up and feel proud. You look in the mirror and smile, not because life got easier, but because you got stronger. No more waiting. No more wishing. This is your turning point. I want you to decide right now what these next 6 months will be. Will you use them to coast through, complain, scroll endlessly, and stay the same? Or will you use them to rise, grow, build, and become the version of you that was always waiting to be unleashed? It's your life, it's your race, and guess what? 6 months from now, you'll thank yourself or you'll wish you had started today. Now get to work. 1. Clarity is power. Define your goal with precision. 2. Master your mindset. Discipline your thoughts daily. 3. Take massive, consistent action, no excuses, just execution. 4. Build success habits, automate the right behaviors. 5. Elevate your environment, surround yourself with growth-minded people. 1. Clarity is where it all begins. Without it, you're like a ship sailing without a compass, moving maybe, but going nowhere in particular. And far too many people live their lives like that. They wake up, go through the motions, react to whatever the world throws at them, and hope something good happens. But hope is not a strategy. If you really want success, measurable, meaningful success, you've got to start by getting clear on exactly what that looks like for you. Sit with yourself, no noise, no distractions. Ask yourself the hard questions. What do I want? What kind of life am I trying to build? What would truly fulfill me, not just impress others or check society's boxes? Most people never stop to think about this. They follow the herd, copy what everyone else is doing, and wonder why they feel so empty. But success doesn't come from imitation. It comes from intention. Clarity means defining the target in such vivid detail that you can see it in your mind. Not just, I want to be successful, but I want to earn this amount by doing this kind of work, helping these kinds of people, living in this type of environment. Not, I want to be healthy, but I want to weigh this much, feel this energetic, be able to run this far, sleep this well, and fuel my body with these kinds of foods. When you get that specific, the fog lifts. Suddenly, decisions become easier. You stop wasting energy on things that don't align with your vision. You stop chasing distractions that don't serve your mission. Clarity creates focus, and focus cuts through all the noise. It also creates confidence. When you're clear, you're not easily swayed. You don't second guess every move or depend on other people's opinions to validate your direction. You know where you're going, and even if the path is rough, you keep walking because you're not wandering. You're advancing. Clarity brings power because it sets your mind to work for you. Your subconscious starts picking up on patterns, opportunities, ideas that align with your target. It's like tuning a radio. You begin to pick up the right signals because you're dialed in, but clarity doesn't come by accident. You have to create it. You have to write it down. You have to revisit it daily. It's a living vision, not a one-time journal entry, and every time you refine it, every time you speak it out loud, it gets stronger. It becomes part of your identity. Every fear, every excuse it encounters. If you want to achieve something meaningful, you've got to train your mind to serve you, not sabotage you. Most people live at the mercy of their thoughts. They wake up and immediately check their phones, absorb the chaos of the world, compare themselves to others, and wonder why they feel stuck. But you're not most people. You can't afford to let your thoughts wander aimlessly if you're serious about your success. The mind, like a garden, will grow weeds if you don't intentionally plant something better. Start by becoming aware of the inner dialogue. That voice in your head, what is it saying to you every day? If it's filled with doubt, insecurity, or laziness, it's not your truth. It's your programming, and the good news is, programming can be changed. You can rewrite the script. You can start replacing every disempowering thought with one that fuels your vision, but you have to be intentional about it. This means feeding your mind daily with what you want it to believe. Read empowering books, listen to voices that push you higher, speak affirmations out loud, surround yourself with content and conversations that align with your goals. Just like you wouldn't feed your body junk every day and expect to perform at your best, you can't feed your mind negativity and expect it to produce greatness. Discipline also means catching yourself in moments of mental weakness. When your mind says, "I'm too tired," you respond with, "Let's just do 5 minutes." When it says, "What if I fail?" you answer, "What if I succeed beyond anything I imagined?" You don't let your thoughts spiral into fear. You pull them back into purpose. There's power in repetition. The more you train your mind, the stronger it gets. At first, it may feel unnatural to reject doubt and replace it with faith, but over time it becomes your default, and that's when you start to move through life with a different energy. You walk with more conviction, you speak with more certainty, you act with more courage, not because the fear is gone, but because your mind is focused on the vision, not the obstacle. The disciplined mind is a weapon. It keeps you moving when motivation fades. It reminds you who you are when the world tries to label you something less. It's what separates those who dream from those who do. When your thoughts are aligned, your actions follow. When your thoughts are strong, you become unstoppable, and it's not about perfection. It's about control. You won't stop negative thoughts from appearing, but you can stop them from staying free. Action is the bridge between dreams and reality. No matter how big your vision is, no matter how clear your goal or how strong your mindset becomes, if you don't move, nothing changes. Wishing, planning, and visualizing are powerful tools, but they mean nothing without action. And not just occasional, convenient action. Massive, consistent action that stretches you, challenges you, and pulls you closer to the life you say you want. This is where most people stall. They wait. They hesitate. They overthink. They want everything to be perfect before they start. But perfection is the enemy of progress. The truth is, you don't need all the answers. You don't need the full blueprint. You just need to take the next step and then the next one after that. Momentum builds not through information, but through movement. Taking action doesn't mean being busy for the sake of being busy. It means being deliberate. Every day, ask yourself, what can I do today that will move me forward? And not tomorrow, not next week, today. One phone call, one chapter written, one workout completed, one uncomfortable conversation, one decision made. These small steps add up. They compound. They begin to shape the path beneath your feet. Most people don't fail because they lack talent or resources. They fail because they don't execute. They talk a lot, they plan a lot, but they never do enough. Action is what separates the dreamers from the doers, and real action doesn't wait for motivation. It's built on discipline. You do it even when you don't feel like it. You show up tired, you work through the discomfort because you've made a decision that your goals matter more than your mood. And here's the thing, action creates clarity. You won't figure everything out from the sidelines. Once you start moving, the path begins to unfold. You start learning faster, adjusting quicker, growing stronger. Every step teaches you something you couldn't have learned standing still. Every experience becomes feedback. And even your failures become stepping stones, not stop signs. There's also something powerful that happens when you act boldly and consistently. people start to notice, opportunities start to show up. The world responds to energy. It responds to boldness. When you start acting like the person you're becoming, not the person you used to be, everything starts to shift. You begin attracting the right situations, the right connections, the right results. And yes, it will be uncomfortable. You'll want to quit. You'll second guess yourself, but you've got to push through that. That resistance is part of the process. It's a sign that you're breaking through the old version of you. You don't need more time. You need more courage. You need to be willing to look foolish, to stumble, to fail forward, because it's not about perfect steps. It's about consistent, fearless motion. Every single day doing the work, whether you feel like it or not. Success doesn't come from what you do once in a while. It comes from what you do consistently. It's not about big, dramatic moves. It's about steady, intentional habits that stack up over time. The people who win, who rise, who make their mark, they don't rely on motivation. They rely on routines. They've built systems into their lives that make success automatic. That's what this phase is all about, turning the right actions into habits so they become part of who you are, not just something you try to force yourself to do. Habits are the silent builders of your future. They work in the background, shaping your outcomes whether you realize it or not. Every morning routine, every evening ritual, every small choice. It all adds up. Either your habits are working for you, or they're working against you. There's no neutral ground, and if you're not actively designing your habits, chances are they were shaped by convenience, not intention. To build powerful habits, start small and specific. Don't try to change everything at once. Pick one or two key behaviors that align with your goals. If you're working on your health, maybe it's drinking water first thing in the morning and moving your body for 20 minutes. If you're building a business, maybe it's writing down your top 3 tasks the night before and starting your day without checking your phone. Small wins build momentum, and momentum builds belief. The key is to make it easy to start and hard to stop. Stack your new habit onto something you already do. Tie it to a trigger. If you drink coffee every morning, use that as a signal to sit down and journal your goals. If you brush your teeth at night, use that moment to reflect on your wins for the day. The less you rely on willpower, the more likely you are to stay consistent. Habits also need an environment that supports them. Look around you. Does your space make it easier or harder to do the things you know you should be doing? Set up your surroundings to reduce friction. Put your workout clothes out the night before. Keep healthy food within reach. Turn off notifications that distract you. Make it easier to make the right choice and harder to make the wrong one. And don't forget the power of tracking. When you track a habit, you shine a light on it. You hold yourself accountable. A habit tracker, a simple checklist, even a daily note. Anything that keeps you honest and reminds you of your progress. Because progress isn't always loud. Sometimes it's quiet, consistent effort day after day. Your identity is shaped by your habits. Every time you follow through, even when it's inconvenient, you're casting a vote for the kind of person you want to be. And the more votes you cast, the more natural it becomes. You stop thinking about it. You just live it. Success becomes less of a chase and more of a rhythm 5. Your environment is either fueling your growth or feeding your excuses. There's no in-between. You can have the best goals, the strongest mindset, and the most disciplined habits. But if you're surrounded by people and energy that drain you, doubt you, or distract you, it's like trying to run with chains around your ankles. Success isn't just about what you do. It's also about where you do it and who you do it around. Look closely at the people in your life. Do they push you forward or pull you back? Do they inspire you or drain you? Sometimes it's not even about what they say. It's the energy they carry, the way they think, the limits they've accepted as truth. If you spend your time around people who are always complaining, always blaming, always waiting for someone else to fix their problems, you'll start to absorb that mindset without even realizing it. On the flip side, when you surround yourself with people who are driven, focused, and committed to growing, something shifts inside you. Their standards start to raise yours. Their belief challenges your doubts. You start thinking bigger, acting bolder, dreaming louder, not because they told you to, but because being around them reminds you of who you could be. You don't need a crowd, you need a circle, a small group of people who get it. People who are building, evolving, striving. People who don't just celebrate your wins, but hold you accountable to your potential. And if you don't have that yet, don't wait for it to come to you. Go find it. Seek out mentors, communities, books, podcasts, any voice that lifts you up and helps you see what's possible. Your physical environment matters too. Your workspace, your home, even your digital space, are they designed to support your vision, or do they distract you from it? Clutter creates stress. Chaos invites excuses. Clean your space, organize your tools, create a setup that signals to your brain, this is where we work, this is where we grow. Every detail counts when you're building something important. Sometimes you'll have to make hard decisions. You may have to love some people from a distance. You may have to say no more often. You may have to walk away from conversations, habits, or traditions that no longer serve the person you're becoming. That's not selfish, that's strategic. You're not cutting people off, you're cutting off access to anything that pulls you out of alignment. Growth isn't just about adding new things, it's about subtracting the things that no longer fit. And your environment is a reflection of what you tolerate. Raise your standards and your surroundings will rise to meet them. You don't need approval from everyone. You need alignment with your vision. You need space to think clearly, energy to move boldly, and people who remind you that greatness isn't a fantasy. It's a decision.